Welcome, beautiful damsels. She's the woman you can't quite figure out but can't help but want to. Just when you think you've got her, she slips away, leaving a mystery you can't resist unraveling. That's the effect of a Sigma female. She isn't the life of the party or the woman chasing the spotlight. Instead, she's the one who quietly watches from the corner, completely content with her own company, oozing confidence without needing anyone's approval. And here's the kicker. Science shows that this calm, self-assured energy creates a unique magnetic pull that's almost impossible to resist. In a world that's gotten used to loud and flashy displays of "look at me," Sigma females prove that silence, independence, and subtle confidence are seductive forces in their own right. You might call her the anti-alpha, and paradoxically, that makes her even more alluring. Stick around to find out why this unorthodox, elusive personality type taps into a man's psychology like nothing else. Spoiler: it's got a lot less to do with charm and a lot more with a complex cocktail of unpredictability, mystery, and just the right dose of emotional challenge. Number 1. The reward prediction error factor. The attraction men feel toward Sigma females often comes down to a surprising factor rooted in the brain's reward system: unpredictability. When people anticipate a reward and get it, their brains release a certain amount of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. But when something unexpected happens, especially something intriguing or different from the norm, dopamine levels spike even higher. This is called the reward prediction error. Simply put, the brain lights up when it encounters something novel, something it didn't see coming, and that makes the experience even more memorable and pleasurable. Sigma females have a knack for keeping men guessing. They don't follow predictable patterns, and they certainly don't play by traditional dating rules. You can't expect a Sigma female to respond to a text right away or to clear her schedule to spend time with you. She might do the exact opposite of what you're expecting, simply because she's too focused on her own life and interests to cater to anyone else's whims. This unpredictability flips the script of usual romantic dynamics, making interactions with her feel like a roller coaster of anticipation. Men in particular can find this incredibly compelling because it taps into a primal urge to pursue, understand, and ultimately win the attention of someone who seems just out of reach. The reward centers of the brain treat every interaction as something new, something worth chasing, because it feels rare and hard to predict. Unlike predictable or overly available partners, a Sigma female's independence creates an effect of novelty every time you see or hear from her. And this novelty doesn't just hold interest, it heightens it, making her someone who's unforgettable and impossible to ignore. Number 2, the secure base effect. Sigma females bring an unusual quality to relationships. They create a sense of what psychologists call a secure base. In relationships, having a secure base means you feel safe and supported, yet free to explore and pursue your personal goals without feeling restricted. Sigma females don't try to cling or control, and they certainly don't need constant reassurance or attention. This lack of pressure allows their partners to feel a rare blend of independence and emotional safety. For men, being with a Sigma female is refreshing because she doesn't demand validation or attention. She's confident enough in who she is that she doesn't need someone else's approval to feel whole. This means that her partner can spend time with friends, pursue his own passions, or focus on his personal goals without the constant worry that he's somehow disappointing or neglecting her. He knows that when he comes back to her, she'll be just as grounded and content as she was before, which is a huge relief for men who value autonomy and balance. Interestingly, studies show that relationships with a secure base partner tend to encourage people to take on new challenges and explore their potential. Sigma females naturally create this effect. Her strength and independence aren't there to compete or to make a statement, they just are. This quiet self-assurance has a way of grounding those around her, creating an atmosphere where her partner feels supported and unpressured, free to grow and evolve at his own pace. The Sigma female's steady confidence becomes a source of inspiration and even admiration. She doesn't need to chase or pressure. Her mere presence creates a relationship dynamic where her partner feels empowered to be his best self, which is both deeply attractive and incredibly rare. Number 3. The power of unfiltered self-expression. Sigma females possess a rare ability to express themselves honestly and without apology. They don't filter their thoughts to please others, nor do they dilute their personality to fit into someone else's idea of who they should be. This unfiltered self-expression shows a level of confidence and self-assuredness that doesn't require outside validation, which is surprisingly rare and strikingly attractive. In a world where so many people are preoccupied with crafting an image or seeking approval, a Sigma female's authenticity stands out as refreshingly real. Social studies show that this kind of self-expression is magnetic because it suggests emotional stability and contentment. People are naturally drawn to those who seem comfortable in their own skin, who project an aura of self-worth. Sigma females embody this comfort without the need to broadcast it, which makes their confidence feel effortless and genuine. When a Sigma female speaks her mind or shares her passions, it's not to gain attention or approval, it's simply because she's being true to herself. This authenticity subtly communicates that she values her own opinions and feelings, creating an air of independence and resilience that others find deeply attractive. Men, in particular, are often captivated by this quality because it sends a subconscious message of strength and self-reliance. Sigma females aren't looking to anyone else to complete them or validate them, which relieves potential partners of the pressure to constantly reassure or build her up. Instead, her independence and clarity allow others to feel at ease around her, knowing she isn't trying to mold herself to fit their expectations. This unfiltered self-expression isn't just refreshing, it's magnetic, as it reflects a kind of self-worth that can be incredibly alluring, inspiring admiration and respect from anyone lucky enough to know her. Number 4, they activate the challenge hypothesis in men. Sigma females often trigger what's known as the challenge hypothesis in men, a concept in evolutionary psychology suggesting that men's testosterone levels rise when faced with a challenging partner. This spike in testosterone isn't just about physical attraction. It's tied to a man's instinct to pursue, impress, and win over someone who presents a sense of complexity and independence. Unlike people who easily give their attention or affection, Sigma females don't play by predictable dating scripts or make themselves readily available, creating a unique kind of tension that keeps men engaged. The challenge she presents isn't one of dominance or submission, but something more subtle and balanced. A Sigma female's independence and self-assurance mean she won't chase or cling, which creates a powerful dynamic. Men are drawn to the fact that they can't fully conquer her in the traditional sense. This healthy tension stimulates their competitive instincts, sparking a drive to stand out and prove themselves worthy of her attention. Men are wired to find this challenge exhilarating, as it taps into their primal instincts without resorting to power plays or manipulation. Research has shown that relationships with elements of challenge often produce higher satisfaction and attraction, as they create a continuous sense of pursuit and discovery. Sigma females embody this by keeping their boundaries clear and their lives rich with personal passions and goals. Their complexity and refusal to rely on anyone else for validation make them intriguing partners. The absence of codependency or emotional neediness allows men to feel a steady, simmering attraction that doesn't fade quickly. In essence, her independence activates a psychological response that motivates men to pursue and impress, keeping the connection intense, fresh, and anything but predictable. Number 5. Mimicry of alpha energy without dominance. Sigma females embody many qualities associated with alpha personalities: confidence, independence, and assertiveness, yet they project these qualities without any need to dominate. Unlike traditional alpha types who might assert their presence by taking control or leading the group, Sigma females are comfortable standing in their own power without forcing others to recognize it. This distinction creates an intriguing balance that draws others in, particularly men who are looking for strength in a partner, but not necessarily someone who needs to compete or control. In social psychology, it's been shown that people are highly attracted to personalities that display both assertiveness and humility. Sigma females hit this balance perfectly. They're not afraid to speak up, state their boundaries, or take charge when needed, yet they don't seek to overshadow others or seek validation for their choices. This creates a calm kind of authority. People recognize their strength and autonomy without feeling pressured to follow or fall in line. This lack of intimidation allows those around her to feel comfortable in her presence, sensing her quiet self-assurance without feeling the need to measure up or compete. For men, this is particularly appealing because it offers the best of both worlds, a partner who is strong and self-reliant yet easygoing enough to allow space for individuality and collaboration. Sigma females don't see relationships as hierarchies, and they certainly don't need to win in social situations. Instead, they carry themselves with a natural confidence that allows others to be themselves around her. This strength without domination makes them feel approachable, relatable, and genuinely enjoyable to be around. A combination that's rare and effortlessly captivating. Number 6. The scarcity principle in social interactions. Sigma females instinctively operate by the less is more approach in social settings. They don't feel the need to fill every silence or be the center of attention. Instead, they speak only when they have something meaningful to say and choose their words carefully. This restraint makes their presence feel unique and adds weight to their words, creating a sense that they're worth paying close attention to. People around them can't help but feel intrigued, wondering what a Sigma female is thinking or what she might say next. This behavior aligns perfectly with the scarcity principle in psychology, which suggests that things perceived as rare or hard to attain are valued more highly. Sigma females embody this principle by limiting their availability and reserving their energy for interactions they truly care about. In a world where most people strive to be constantly visible and accessible, this restrained approach makes Sigma females feel special and even mysterious, like a rare gem people are eager to understand but can't quite reach. The scarcity principle also plays into the psychology of attraction, where less frequent interactions and fewer displays of attention create a desire to bridge the gap. When a Sigma female interacts, her presence feels like a gift, not an expectation, leaving people feeling drawn to her without quite knowing why. Men, in particular, often find this trait highly alluring because they feel challenged to earn her attention, sensing that it's never guaranteed. This less is more style doesn't just attract, it fascinates, keeping others wanting more while never fully satisfying their curiosity. The scarcity effect makes her presence feel valuable and unforgettable, setting her apart in a way that's deeply captivating. Number 7. Embodying self-sufficiency and autonomy. Sigma. Females radiate self-sufficiency and independence that makes them incredibly attractive. Their lives are full, and they don't need anyone to complete them or validate their worth. This self-sufficiency speaks volumes, signaling high self-worth without saying a word. In relationships, self-sufficiency shows that they don't need to lean on anyone else to feel stable or happy. They're capable of handling life's ups and downs on their own terms. For those around them, this autonomy creates an immediate sense of respect and admiration. Studies in social psychology reveal that people are drawn to partners who have a strong, independent sense of identity. The reasoning is simple. Someone who's comfortable with who they are is unlikely to slip into needy or codependent behavior. Sigma females exemplify this with their firm boundaries and dedication to their own goals, whether they're in a relationship or not. Their partners don't feel pressured to constantly fill their needs, because they can see that she's more than capable of fulfilling them herself. This balanced dynamic fosters healthier connections, where both partners feel free to grow individually without one person overly relying on the other for happiness or stability. For men, this self-sufficiency in a partner can be especially magnetic. They sense that a Sigma female is with them by choice, not by need, which makes the connection feel more genuine and rooted in true admiration rather than dependency. Her independence doesn't just make her stand out, it adds a layer of depth and dignity to her personality that few can ignore. In a world where codependency often complicates relationships, a Sigma female's autonomy is like a breath of fresh air, quietly demanding respect and admiration while inviting the kind of connection that's built on equal footing. Number 8. They don't adhere to normative gender expectations. Sigma females stand out because they don't conform to typical gender expectations. They break free from stereotypes that might suggest how a woman should behave or what her role should be in relationships, work, or society. This rejection of conventional expectations makes them incredibly intriguing, as it signals both strength and a clear sense of self. Men and others around them are often captivated by this refusal to fit into a preset mold, as it suggests that a Sigma female's identity is crafted from within rather than shaped by society's influence. Research shows that people are drawn to partners who defy stereotypes because it introduces a sense of novelty and freshness. When someone isn't bound by traditional gender norms, they're more likely to make choices based on personal values and authentic preferences rather than social pressures. For Sigma females, this means they often bring an unexpected twist to interactions and relationships, avoiding the predictable dynamics that sometimes arise when gender roles are strictly followed. For men, this can be both refreshing and challenging. Sigma females may approach dating, friendships, and career goals in ways that feel unconventional, keeping others curious and engaged. Their confidence in going against the grain also shows resilience, independence, and a healthy sense of self, all qualities that contribute to lasting attraction. By not adhering to expectations, Sigma females embody a level of self-awareness and self-acceptance that's magnetic. This break from tradition doesn't just attract others, it invites them into a relationship dynamic where both partners are free to define their roles in their own terms, fostering genuine connection without the weight of societal pressures. Number 9. Emotional intelligence and self-regulation. Sigma females are masters of emotional intelligence and self-regulation, two qualities that set them apart in a world that often thrives on drama and emotional instability. They don't let their emotions take control of a situation, nor do they allow themselves to be swept away by impulse or external pressures. Instead, they handle stress, conflict, or difficult emotions with a calm and thoughtful approach, preventing the kind of emotional outbursts or unnecessary drama that can derail relationships. This emotional balance not only keeps their interactions with others steady, but also makes them exceptionally easy to be around. Research shows that emotional intelligence is one of the most attractive traits in a partner. A person with high emotional intelligence can read social cues, empathize with others, and respond appropriately in various situations. For Sigma females, this means they understand their own emotions deeply, can regulate them without much effort, and don't project their emotional baggage onto others. In relationships, this ability prevents tension from escalating unnecessarily and allows for smoother communication, even during disagreements. They know when to speak, when to listen, and how to approach sensitive topics without triggering defensive reactions from their partners. Men, in particular, are drawn to this quality because it makes interactions feel safe and supportive rather than emotionally taxing or unpredictable. Partners who self-regulate help create an environment where both people can deal with challenges in a calm, rational way without resorting to anger or anxiety. For Sigma females, this ability to manage their emotions effectively is a major part of what makes them so magnetic. It signals maturity, stability, and a high level of self-awareness that's both rare and deeply attractive in a partner. Number 10. Selective socialization as a power move. Sigma females are experts at selective socialization, carefully choosing when and with whom they spend their time. Unlike those who feel the need to surround themselves with large social circles or constantly seek validation through social interaction, Sigma females maintain a more exclusive and purposeful approach. They prioritize quality over quantity, reserving their time and energy for people who truly add value to their lives. This selectivity isn't just a personal preference, it's a strategic power move that enhances their social capital and increases their allure. Research in social psychology supports the idea that people who are selective about their social circles are often perceived as more valuable. This is because time, attention, and emotional energy are finite resources. And when someone is careful about where they direct these resources, it signals to others that they are a rare and precious commodity. Sigma females understand this dynamic instinctively. By not dispersing their energy on just anyone, they create an air of exclusivity that makes their presence all the more sought after. It's not just about having a full calendar. It's about being intentional with their time and creating the sense that their attention is something earned, not freely given. For men, this exclusivity is incredibly attractive. It triggers a sense of rarity and desire, as people naturally place higher value on things they perceive as scarce. When a Sigma female allows someone into her world, it feels like an achievement, not an entitlement. This sense of earned access, combined with the intrigue of not knowing when or if she'll make time for others, creates a magnetic pull. Men are drawn to the idea of earning her respect and attention, knowing that her time is precious and that getting it requires genuine effort, making her both an intriguing and highly desirable partner. In a world full of noise and predictable dynamics, Sigma females stand as a refreshing anomaly. They embody a perfect blend of independence, emotional intelligence, and mystery, effortlessly commanding attention without ever demanding it. Their rarity is not just in their selective presence, but in the way they navigate the world, unapologetically themselves, yet deeply compelling in their quiet strength. Men are irresistibly drawn to them, not because they fit a mold or fulfill a need, but because they represent something much more elusive. A partner who offers challenge, respect, and a chance for genuine connection. What makes a Sigma female so magnetic isn't any single trait, but the harmonious balance of them all. It's her ability to stay true to her values without compromise, to self-regulate her emotions in a way that fosters stability, and to maintain an air of exclusivity that makes every interaction feel earned. The complexity of her personality, bold yet reserved, self-sufficient yet inviting, creates an aura of intrigue that's impossible to ignore. She doesn't chase attention. It's drawn to her because it's undeniable. Ultimately, the Sigma female doesn't just captivate with her strength or independence. She leaves an imprint because she operates on a deeper level, making men rethink what attraction truly is. It's not about superficial displays or adherence to norms, it's about substance. And in a world that often settles for less, the Sigma female represents something rare and extraordinary, a force of nature that commands respect, invites admiration, and above all, leaves an indelible mark. If you found yourself captivated by the undeniable allure of the Sigma female, then you won't want to miss what's coming next. For more deep dives into the traits, dynamics, and psychology of the most intriguing personalities, hit that subscribe button now. You'll get access to content that goes beyond the surface, exploring what truly makes people tick in relationships, social dynamics, and personal growth. Don't miss out on the next chapter of understanding these fascinating individuals. Subscribe now and join a community that's as curious and insightful as you are. Thanks, damsels, for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Bye and stay blessed.